Hello class, my name is Tyler Clark and today I will be presenting my part of the presentation for the country of Nicaragua. Today I will be discussing with you four topics: business contracts, corruption index, power distance, and uncertainty avoidance. First, let's talk about business contracts in Nicaragua. With people in Nicaragua, they tend to use more of a social contract rather than legalistic contracts. The reason for this is that the court system in Nicaragua, it's difficult to resolve commercial disputes because it takes a very long time. Between filing the claim, trial and judgment, and execution of the final judgment takes on average 490 days, which is over a year that these companies would have to be paying fees that they don't want to pay, such as attorney fees and court fees. And so they tend to use more of a social contract, and what this does is place a great degree of trust in people that they will get the job done and they will do what they said they are going to do. And so they don't need these contracts in formal writing to be able to take to court, because if a dispute arises, they'll be able to take care of it themselves, and they trust that the people will do their job. Next, I would like to talk to you about the corruption index. Basically, what the corruption index shows is that countries are ranked on a scale of 0 to 100. 0 being that the country is very corrupt, 100 being that the country is very clean. In 2016, Nicaragua was ranked from 0 to 100 at 26, which means that they're very likely to experience corruption. If you look at my graph, I compared Nicaragua to here in the United States, where we ranked at 74. So what this means is that compared to the United States, Nicaragua is far more likely to experience corruption, such as bribery and extortion. Now I would like to talk to you about power distance. Basically what power distance is, it's how accepting people are of unequal power distribution in organizations and stuff like that. Countries with high power distance are more like accepting, and are the people that will say stuff like, yeah, some people just are more powerful than others, and that's just the way it is. Whereas countries with low power distance fight that argument and say that's not right. Power should be more equal. Power distance is one of the dimensions of an analysis called the Hofstede cultural analysis. And one of the problems with Nicaragua is that it doesn't have its own country profile, because it is one of the countries that Hofstede never did an analysis for. And so to find a basis for Nicaragua's power distance, I used the averages of other Latin American countries that had profiles and used that average as a basis for what Nicaragua would most likely have. And based on this average, it's more than likely that Nicaragua would have a high power distance, because like most Latin American countries do. Next, I would like to talk to you about uncertainty avoidance. What uncertainty avoidance is how willing a country would be to taking risks. Countries with high uncertainty avoidance aren't very likely to take risks, especially ones that they see as unnecessary. Whereas a country with low uncertainty avoidance are the risk takers and more likely to make these leaps of faith that others would deem too risky. Uncertainty avoidance is also one of the dimensions of the Hofstede cultural analysis. And so, like power distance, Nicaragua doesn't have its own dimension because it doesn't have a country profile, because it was never done an analysis on. And so to get the dimension for uncertainty avoidance with Nicaragua, I had to use Latin American the averages to make a basis for what Nicaragua would most likely be. And based on this averages, Nicaragua would most likely have a high uncertainty avoidance, which means they are very unlikely to take risks, especially the ones that they see as unnecessary. That is all for my presentation. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.